Okay, since I have the Oracle Connection Manager created, now we need to create a connection to the SQL Server, right? Yeah. So how are we going to do that? Simple. We simply followed similar step that we followed when we're creating the connection to the Oracle database. So to do that, move your mouse once again to data sources. That's data source there. You right click on it and you choose new data source. Good. You click next once again. There you have it. And I'm going to click new here because I'm going to create a new one. There you have it. Very good. It's there already. Gives us native OLEDB SQL Server native client. Okay, that's what it's going to be using, and I'm okay with that. Okay, we could decide that we want to use SQL client data provider. So let me use SQL client data provider. Still okay. There you have it. I've got two. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is move down and specify the database. Okay, my database is here and I'm using Windows Authentication. The next thing I'm going to do is define the database I'm going to be connecting to, and you remember the database we created earlier, Oracle Data Receiver. This is beautiful. I love this. So we have .NET provider, and this has to do with SQL client data provider, so that's what we're using. I'm going to test my connection and I'm okay, and I'll click OK here. That's beautiful, and I'll click next. No, I need to click next rather. That's next. It's called Oracle Data Receiver. It's named after the database. I think I'll leave it. It's better. It's better that way. So I'll click finish. Good. Now I have two connection managers. I'll simply bring them into my package so I can make use of them. I'll do that right here on this connection manager section. As you can see, I'm asked to right click to do that. I right click and choose new connection from data source because I have it in data source. So I'll click first for the Oracle Connection Manager. It's added. And second, once again, I'm adding the Oracle Data Receiver. That's for the Microsoft SQL Server database. So I've got two. And what am I going to do next? Simple. It's time to create the component that I can use for moving the data from Oracle to Microsoft SQL Server. So we're going to need a data flow task. On our package, what you will need to do next is to drag the data flow task component. This is the item here. You can see that. You drag it into the control flow section. You can see I have it within the control flow section. That's majorly what I need to do in order to work with this data flow, because I'm about to flow data from the Oracle database into Microsoft SQL Server. Having placed this data flow task, the next thing I have to do is to click on data flow. You can see I've clicked on the data flow within my package. And now you can see it's empty. It expects me to drag flow components, which includes a source and a destination. I am going to be dragging the Ado.NET source. You can see that. And I'm going to repeat the same exercise by dragging the Ado.NET destination. Can you see that? So I've got two. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to define where the data is coming from the Ado.NET. So I click on it and choose Edit. There you go. That's the edits there. On the edit, this is what I'm going to do. This is Oracle. I pick the second one because the Oracle Connection Manager is the connection manager to the Oracle database. Then I'll pick SQL command because I want to run a query to retrieve the records from the table. And that is the query I want to run to retrieve records from the HR.employees table. So from the HR schema, I'm going into the employees table to get the salaries and have it grouped. Now I could preview my work. That's the preview of the result there, and you can see I have the list of salaries for the departments. This value is coming from the employees table, from the HR schema, in the Oracle database. I click close, I click OK. That's beautiful for that man there. The next thing I'm going to do is to the Added.net destination. Let me drag this. I need to link both objects. So I'm going to connect the source to the destination. Let's do that. You hold down the green connection. That is the connection arrow there. And there you have it, connected. Now I need to define also for this. What I'm going to define here is its own connection manager. I click edit and you have it. Can you see that? So I have its connection manager is there. That's the Oracle data receiver. Remember, this Oracle data receiver connection manager represents a connection to the Microsoft SQL Server database, the database we created there. The database I created there, its name is Oracle Data Receiver. So we are connecting there. That's our destination. The next thing I need to do is to define the table to use. Okay, what table are we going to use? I've got no table, as you can see. I'll ask the system to create a new table for me. So I click on new here. That's new. So when the data is coming from Oracle database, we're going to have a new table created into which the values will be inserted. There you have it. Can you see what we have? So it says create table, Added.net destination. Oh, thank you. But I'm going to change the name and I'm going to call it group salary. Emp underscore group salary. Can you see that? So at this moment, what it simply implies is that when the value is copied from the Oracle database, they will actually be sent into Microsoft SQL Server database. To be precise, it will be sent into the database we created earlier, but precisely into this table, which will be created automatically for the values to be imputed into it. At this moment, I can click OK. I click OK, and there you have it. So what I'm going to do is quite simple. The next thing is that you could click mappings. Let's see the structure of the input and the output, or rather the destination. These are input columns. It's coming from our Added.net source, and this is our destination. Well, that is where we are. That's the Added.net destination. Our structure looks good. In fact, it's very good. So we need not do much here. In fact, we need not do anything. We are okay. So I'll click OK. So as you can see, we are done with our job. Done with our job, I would say. So the next thing I'm going to do is quite simple. I'll run it. Good. Click run. There you go. So we're waiting for it to run. Okay, our application is actually running, but as you can notice, the Added.net source shows red, which means there is a problem. Then you could check the progress here, click on the progress tab, and as you can see, it says invalid operation exception, attempt to load Oracle client libraries through bad image format. Oh, that's something. So I could go back. So you could have an error like this. Supposing you have a problem like this, the question is, what do you do to resolve it? The reason why it's having this has to do with the 64-bit runtime it's using. So if your debug mode is set to 64-bit, you're going to have a similar problem. So all you have to do to resolve it is simple. Let me show you. Simply go to your project. This is the project here. I've selected it. Right click on it and choose properties. When you choose properties, then you go to debugging. This is debugging. And then you can see the runtime is 64-bit is set to true, which implies that when it's executing, it's meant to rely on 64-bit. I will simply change it to false. Changing this to false implies that it doesn't have to rely on 64-bit on a system where it has 32-bit architecture. So here, I'll click apply and click OK, and now we're going to run it again. Beautiful. Can you see that? So it shows that Ado.net source, it moves 12 rows down to the Ado.net destination. And what do we have? They are all in green colors, which means it runs perfectly and it's fine. Now I can stop my debugging mode, which means it runs perfectly and it's fine. So now I can stop my debugging mode. I simply click stop. The next thing I'm going to do is check these values that I've done. So let's check it out. You click on Start and we go to SQL Server Management Studio. Good. In my SQL Server Management Studio, I simply connect. Okay, so I expand the database and we'll go to our Oracle. You could see the Oracle data receiver, and I'll expand the table section, and that is our new table created. I'll right click on it and then select top, let's say 1000 rows. And you have it. That is our result. That is our result. So we have the values all imputed accurately. And that is how simple it is to transfer data from an Oracle database into Microsoft SQL Server. Anyway, you can see my battery is down. It has shown me that repeatedly. That will be all for today. Till we meet again, from me to you, thanks a lot.